إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد فإن أفضل الحديث كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. In the name of Allah, the mercy-giving, the beneficent, praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah who has blessed us with the greatest blessing ever, and that is to make us Muslims. وَمِمَّا زَادَنِي شَرَفًا وَطِيبًا وَكِدْتُ بِأَخْمُصِ أَتَأُ الثُّرَيَّا دُخُولِيَ تَحْتَ قَوْلِكَ يَا عِبَادِي وَأَنْ سَيَرْتَ أَحْمَدَ لِي نَبِيًّا. The greatest blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could honor any one of us with is to refer to us as His servants. يقول تعالى لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله ولا الملائكة المقربون. ويقول تعالى وعباد الرحمن فأما بعد يا عباد الرحمن. Beloved brothers and sisters, today we'd like to take a recipe from the Prophet ﷺ. An amazing recipe that would help us so much in this life. But it's an unnatural recipe. It's an illogical recipe. What do I mean by that? Sometimes certain things seem to be continuous, linear, they make sense. If I go and I'm 300 pounds overweight and I ask you, I'm overweight and I have health problems, what should I do? You say two things. You need to exercise and you need to watch your diet. Because less calories and burning calories means you're going to lose weight. It's logical, it makes perfect sense. Any doctor, any person will tell me that. You want to lose weight? Exercise, diet. But if someone comes and says something out there, has nothing to do with diet or exercise, then it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any kind of sense. If I say watch 5 minutes of C-SPAN, for example, or what does it have to do with my diet and exercise? How am I going to burn it? It has nothing to do with it. So a lot of things in Islam, a lot of the commands in the Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet ﷺ are linear. It's all in one path. It makes perfect sense. And sometimes the Prophet ﷺ gives us an advice, when you look at it doesn't make sense. It's not related to it. How is this going to work? But when you practice it, it works. It's proven that it works over and over again. There's two of us. We go to college, we work, study exactly the same thing, have the same skill, we apply for 3 jobs. Same qualification, same degree, same interview skills. We walk to the interview. The first interview, you get a job offer, I don't. Second interview, you get a job offer, I don't. Third, what's wrong? I'm doing exactly the same thing, same qualifications, we're going through the same process, same degree. Why is it going your way and it's tougher for me? And this is where this hadith comes in. The Prophet ﷺ says and confirms. Says is when he says something, confirms. In Arabic you use the word, or you start with the word innama. Innama means I confirm, I swear, I promise, I assure you. And the Prophet ﷺ never needs to assure us because everything he says is true. But he assures us because don't even be suspicious for a moment. Rest assured in your mind, in your heart, in your soul that what you're going to hear is the truth. The Prophet ﷺ says, Innama, I assure you, I promise you, I swear, turzaquna, rizq, provision comes to you, bidu'afaikum, by the weak amongst you. Allah loves the weak. When you love the weak and serve the weak and stand by the weak, the Prophet ﷺ says, Allah loves it so much that He promises to extend unto you. The rizq, the provision from Allah. You know, I'm stuck, I'm trying to get married and the sister can't find the husband and I apply for a job and I can't find a job and no matter what I do and I'm struggling to get an admission for this college and I've tried everything and it's just not working, or if I'm having a hardship here, I want that rizq, I want that provision from Allah. Easy. Love the weak. And the Prophet ﷺ promised, إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Surely you will be provided to as you love and stand by and support the weak. Who are the weak? The first category of the weak are the elderly. The elderly. How many times do we pray and after salah we walk out and all the health, we're hugging each other and talking to each other, and there's an older brother or older sister whose back is turned and they can't even open the door, but we don't care about them. We don't even think about them. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves them. If you're stuck in life and there's hardships and you want that provision from Allah, love the weak, love the elderly. Stand by them, support them, follow them. Before you go to the younger person or the handsome person, such as myself, go after the old first. Open the door to them, greet them, kiss them in their forehead. One of the most beautiful stories at the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. He was Amir al-Mu'mineen, he was the Khalifa, he was the leader of all of the Muslims after the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And at that time, one of the greatest Sahaba that we know, Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, goes to pray Fajr. And after Fajr, as he's walking out of the city limits, he sees a little hut or a very small residence. And someone in there making noises that they're in pain. So he knocks on it and finds an elderly lady that is blind, that can't even move, that has nothing to eat or drink. And he asks her, what's going on? Do you have any family members? Does anyone serve you? She says no. She can't even see who this person is. Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab. So he told her, Mom, can you do me a huge favor? She said yes. He said, every day after Fajr prayer, I will come, I will clean your house, and I will serve you, and I will clean after you, and prepare your breakfast for you, and take care of your needs. And at the end of the day, I will do the same thing, under one condition. What is that one condition, Umar ibn Khattab? He says, don't tell anybody about it. Don't tell anyone that I'm coming and serving you. And every day, Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, after Fajr, disappears from everybody, disappears from his family for about half an hour. And guess what he was doing for that half hour? A poor lady, elderly lady, because he knew how much Allah loved the elderly, the weak among the elderly, that he wanted to have that mercy from Allah. And a lot of the blessings is because he cared about the weak. So he will go to her house day after day, until one day after Fajr he went. And he was surprised to find that the house was absolutely clean. Breakfast was already served. And he starts screaming at her. He says, I thought we had an agreement. I thought we agreed I'm going to clean your house every day. Why did you find someone else to do it? She said a man came in earlier before Fajr and insisted to do everything. When he found out I didn't have someone from my family around. He said, who's this person? She said, he made me promise not to tell anyone. And Sayyidina Umar is very tough. He doesn't take no for an answer. He says, what are you talking about? I need to know who this person is. She said, his name is Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the president of the Muslims, the Khalifa, Amir al-Mu'mineen. Yet before Fajr prayer, he made the point to go to this elderly lady to serve her, because he knew how much dear it was to Allah that he stood by the weak. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُم. If you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide unto you, you're stuck with a work, you're stuck in a marriage, you're stuck in it financially, you're stuck with an admission, you're stuck in a situation, whatever it is, a legal situation, any kind of situation, you need the support and provision of Allah, find a weak elderly person and stand by them. Emotional support, standing support, serve them food, donate, pay their bills, whatever it is, but just love them and support them. The second one, my Muslim brothers and sisters, is the sick. I'm not talking about the average sick. All of us have friends that get sick, go to the hospital a couple of days, do a little bit surgery, walk out, everything is back to normal. Do you have someone in your family that has a kid that is autistic? Do you know what autistic means? They're shaking and moving and can't move properly and screaming and shouting for no reason. Do you have a nephew or your brother or cousin has a kid that is paralyzed in a wheelchair or can't even walk and something is wrong with them? That kind of sick? That is where the mercy of Allah is. That is where the provision of Allah is with that autistic kid, is with that disabled kid. the paralyzed kid. When you walk into that house, don't say salam to the father, to the mother, to the brother, to the sister. Run to that kid and give them a hug and stand by them and give them sweets and give them whatever. Just bring happiness, because that's where the mercy of Allah is. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Allah provides unto you through the weak. And that is why when we neglect them, we walk and see that autistic kid and that sick kid and that paralyzed person, salam alaikum, and we ignore them and we want to talk with our friends and socialize and see how everything is going. That's why doors are closed in our faces. You want the provision of Allah? Follow that kid. Stand by them, hug them, give them a gift, put a smile in their face. And see how Allah will not put one smile in your face, but will put a smile after a smile, joy after joy, happiness after happiness in your life. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. You are provided upon by the weak. The love of the weak, caring for the weak, supporting the weak, standing by the weak amongst us. Beloved brothers and sisters, another group of the weak that Allah loves so much are the weak that are out of place. Imagine in Islam that we can give zakah money and sadaqah and charity to a multimillionaire. Let me say that again. You know the zakah we're supposed to give to the poor and needy? According to the Quran, you can give it to a multimillionaire. How come? If they are out of place. When I was in Egypt, when I was in Sudan, when I was in Syria, when I was in Lebanon, when I was in Pakistan, when I was in Bangladesh, I'm a multimillionaire. But now I came here, I don't have a job, I don't have an occupation, I don't have a bank account, there's nothing that I can do, I'm in need, I don't know what to do. No, now I can give you my sadaqah and my zakah. What about refugees? What about people that got displaced because of war? They didn't want to leave their homes, but they got displaced because of a very desperate situation. And come here around us, living around us, struggling to find a job, struggling to live, struggling to pay the bills. They don't know the language, they don't know the culture. I'm not talking about financial help. I'm talking about loving them. Allah's provision is with the weak. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Allah is saying, I love those weak people so much that if you want me to provide unto you, you better love them, stand by them, support them, pray for them, always be there for them. If they need a job, stand, help them, talk to someone. This person has a store. My brother, well, I know this person that's looking for a job. I didn't donate a single penny. But I helped them get a job. I helped them find a residence. So-and-so, you have an apartment. Can you help maybe, we'll collect the money together and help pay for it. The weak, إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. You're stuck in a situation, in a rut. Your business isn't going the way it's supposed to. Your marriage isn't going the way it's supposed to. Your bills are not going the way it's supposed to. Your acceptance, college, you're waiting, you're stuck. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Stand with the weak. Stand with those refugees. It is the key that Allah provides unto us when we stand with our brothers and sisters that are stuck, that don't have a home, that are out of their home. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Surely you're provided unto by standing with the weak. The Prophet ﷺ never lied. Do it. And put a smile on their face. Have that brother or sister that you help get a job or help them with a residence, just raise their hand and say, Barakallah feek, Jazakallah khair. And look how your life is going to change from that moment onwards. Because the Prophet ﷺ, la yantiq anil hawa, he doesn't lie. He's the one that knows Allah the most amongst all of His creation. And He says, Allah provides unto you surely through the weak. That elderly brother and sister that can't walk by themselves, that sick, disabled child that is paralyzed, that is autistic, that refugee that's out of place, that can't find a place to rent or can't find a job and doesn't speak the language and doesn't even know how to drive. They don't have a car. They don't know where the bus, they're out of place. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. You are provided to surely by Allah through your love and support and standing by the weak. Then comes another category, my brothers and sisters. Al-Yatim, the orphan. Little boy, father has passed away. Little girl, her mother has passed away. I don't know what the saddest thing in your life that ever happened to you is. Maybe you lost a business, maybe you lost a car in a car accident, maybe you lost a job, maybe you lost some friends, got into an argument. I don't know what you lost, but there is nothing sadder, more depressing in this life than you as a little child losing one or both of your parents. And there is nothing that Allah loves more than you standing next to an orphan. All of us in our families have that cousin that has passed away and left kids. That brother or sister that has passed away and left kids. That neighbor that has passed away and left kids. You want the provision of Allah, you want the support of Allah, things are not working your way and you're trying every single way, and why is this not going my way, and I applied to this university and this, and no acceptance is coming, other people are getting it, I'm trying to get married, it's not working out, my business, I'm trying this, and nobody wants to support, it's not working my way. Find an orphan. Support that orphan. Put a smile in their face. Buy them food. Take them to a restaurant. Just do something for them. Put a smile in their face. And look how Allah will turn your life around and put a smile in your heart. You will have a joy beyond anything else when you stand by an orphan. Brothers and sisters, can you imagine? Out of the millions and millions and hundreds of millions and billions, mashallah, tabarakallah, billions of Muslims around the world, from the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ until the day of judgment, people that memorize the Quran in the hundreds of millions, people that did Hajj hundreds of millions, Umrah hundreds of millions. There is no way I can be close to the Prophet ﷺ. There's people that fasted Ramadan more than me, did Hajj a million times more than me, did this a million times more than me, Quran memorized a million times better than me, khutbah gave a million khutbah better than me. There's no way I can compete with the hundreds of millions of Muslims. What does the Prophet ﷺ say? Do you want to be next to me in Jannah? Yes. أنا وكافل اليتيم في الجنة كهاتين. Me and the one that sponsors an orphan are in Jannah, just like this. Me and the one that sponsors an orphan are in Jannah. Not him up there and you down here, like this. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Allah's provision, support, love is not only in this world when you stand with the weak and the orphan and the elderly and the sick and the autistic and the paralyzed, but on the day of judgment that He will hire you because you sponsored a child. Look at it. What is it? $10, $20, $30 a month to sponsor a child here, a child there, whatever, and help you the Prophet ﷺ. The provision of Allah, the love of Allah is with the weak. The support of Allah is with the weak. I'm stuck in a situation, whatever that situation is, find the weak person, stand by them. Put a smile in their face, support them. And see what Allah will do with you. أقول هذا القول واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. There's another category of the weak that nobody pays attention to. Beyond the orphan, there's someone else that's around that orphan. The Prophet ﷺ saw a dream, and the dream of the prophets is always the truth. He said, last night I saw in my dream there is Yawm al-Qiyamah, and Jannah is in front of me, and I'm walking towards Jannah. And as I walk towards Jannah, there's a woman walking behind me, as if she wants to get to Jannah before me. He says, I pick up my speed and I continue to go faster. She picks up her speed and starts to follow me faster. He says, I go faster, now I'm running, and she's running faster behind me, as if she's racing to get to Jannah before him. قالوا من هي يا رسول الله? Who's this woman that is so pious, that is so rewarded and loved by Allah, that she's competing to get to Jannah as soon as the Prophet ﷺ does? The Prophet ﷺ said, it's the woman who her husband has died and passed away, and she dedicated her life to raise her children. And we all in our family, and in our masajid, in our communities know that sister. A sister whose husband has died and dedicated her life to raise her children. That woman, support her, stand by her, pray, provide, give food, invite, give her money, whatever. Stand by her, because Yawm al-Qiyamah, and in this world, you need the provision of Allah, and it comes through the du'afa, those weak. يقول الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما ترزقون بضعفائكم. Allah surely provides you through the weak. Stuck in a situation? I know I'm stuck in a whole lot of situations. So this weekend I'm shopping. I'm looking for weak people. But that should be the attitude of the Muslim every day. If you're stuck in a rut, stuck in a tough situation, my business isn't going as well, my college is struggling, I'm doing everything that I can, I'm struggling, my health, I'm doing what I can, but it's still just not going, my children, I'm trying my best with them, and no matter what I do, they're not that, and I'm trying, and I need Allah's support, I need Allah's provision. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Don't rush to walk this door with the younger people and hugging them, but find that elder brother or sister that can push the door and open the door for them. Don't rush to sit to eat something, but rush to pull the chair so the elderly person sits down. Don't visit your friend, your family member, your neighbor, and worry about that person that is healthy and strong amongst you. And forget that autistic kid or that paralyzed kid. Start with them first. Put a smile in their face first. Don't sit here and say, may Allah support the refugees from this place and that place. But rush and find out, where can I find out refugees in our community? How can I help them? But is there anything, can we donate? Can we help them get a job? Do a job fair in the masjid. Ask any masjid and community that you're in, can we do a job fair? Bring people that have jobs and say, hire. This is a brother looking for a job. This sister looking for a job. Help them out. Finally, my brothers and sisters, إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. There's a certain category that supersedes all of those groups. There's one group that supersedes the sick and the autistic and the handicapped and the elderly and the orphan and all of that. You know who it is? Your parents. But not just your normal parents. There's a verse in the Quran, people read it too fast and we miss a certain point in it. You know what that point we miss is? إِمَّا يَبْلِغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرِ. And we miss the word al-kibar. What does al-kibar means? Elderly. We're not just talking about parents now. When my dad is 30, 40 years old, 45, and we're arguing and we're talking, and yes, dad, and no, dad, and you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that, and we're having discussions. We're not talking about that age. We're not talking about my father and mother who's 50. We're not talking about early 60. We're talking about elderly. Elderly when my father can't walk easily. When my mother can't get off bed on herself or by herself. At that point, everything that they do is right. Everything that they say is right. It is wrong for you to say, Dad, Mom, this is wrong. A lot of us try and make a point and say, no, this is wrong. No, you're not allowed to even tell them that they're wrong. Whatever they say, yes, Baba. Whatever they say, yes, Mama. Please move forward a little bit. When they are elderly, you cannot even start to frustrate them. And that is why Allah says when they're elderly, يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرِ فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا. Don't even dare say to them, oof. And oof is not a word. Oof is an expression. Oof is like, That expression of, just like I'm frustrated. Don't even dare show that to them. If your father and mother is elderly, don't you dare correct them. There's a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ says when a Muslim reaches the age of around the 60s and commits a sin, the angel rushes to write down that it's a sin. Allah says, don't write it. Don't rush and write it. The angel says, why Allah? He says 60 years. He has gray hair. She has gray hair. Worshiping me for 60 years. Why are you rushing to write down the sin? They might ask for forgiveness. Leave them. Leave them. Leave them. That is Allah saying to the angel, don't even write the sin that they committed. And we're challenging with our parents as they're elderly, frustrating them. No, you shouldn't say this. No, this is wrong. And you need to know this and you don't know this. No. When they're elderly, you shut up. And sometimes we're so stupid. There's no other word other than stupid. That we wrong our parents because of our friends. Elderly people, they've been through so much, they speak very loosely. You're walking out with your father and they might come in front of me and say, who's this? This is Brother Bashir. Stupid guy, stupid khutbah. And sometimes they embarrass us, they say it loudly. They'll come and say it to your face, hey, this khutbah is terrible. He's a terrible guy. So now we are trying to be politically correct. No, Baba, you're wrong. No! If they're elderly, whatever they say is right. Full stop. There's nothing called embarrassment. This is your gate to Jannah. This is your gate to provision. If they raise their hand, Allah answers whatever they says. Don't you dare correct an elderly father or mother. If you're lucky to have them. And if you don't believe me, ask the brother and sister next to you that lost their father or lost their mother. How they would wish they had one more minute with them. So if you have it, use it wisely. Every morning if they're not here, call them. Salam, I love you. How's your day going? Give them beautiful words, best wishes. And some of us are terrible. Some of us, we take our parents for granted. When we talk to the mother, we tell her all the bad things in our life. She's already brokenhearted at an old age. Most of her friends have already passed away. She already has high blood pressure and diabetes. And what do? Mom, my wife is driving me crazy. My husband is driving me crazy. The kids are driving me crazy. Life is tough. We can't. They already been through so much because of you. Now that they're elderly, Bardo again, we're going to overload them. Haram. Don't dare do it. Don't dare do it. You're a grown-up man, grown-up woman. Figure out your life on your own. When you speak with them, just give them good news. Whatever they say is absolutely right. Yes, Baba. Yes, Mama. If they're next to you, kiss them in the forehead. Don't argue. Don't challenge. And I'll conclude with one of the Sahaba or Tabi'een that felt how much his mother did for him. So from Taif, which is further than Miami, to Boca, in the days of Hajj, his mother wanted to go to Hajj, and he didn't have money. So what did he do? All the way, imagine, from beyond Miami, he tied her in his back. And he carried her walking all the distance from Taif to Mecca. And did the Hajj, and did the Tawaf, and Mina, and Arafah, all tied in his back, walking all of those distances. And in the last day of Hajj, he sees Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab and says, Amir al-Mu'mineen, did I not pay back my mother for everything that she did? Sayyidina Umar looked at him and said, Wallahi, you haven't paid her for just that moment. The pain that she went through at the moment she delivered you. Brothers and sisters, if you want the mercy of Allah, if you want the love of Allah, if you want the provision of Allah, doors are closed in your face. I don't know what door it is. Maybe a lot of doors. Sister is looking for a husband. No one is knocking on the door. Brother looking for, that's not working out. I'm struggling with my business no matter what I do. Marketing, business strategy. The business just isn't moving. My children are driving me crazy. I tried everything in the world and it's just not working out. My education, applying for colleges. No matter what I do, nobody's accepting me. Doors are closed. I'm doing all that I can. إِنَّمَا تُرْزَقُونَ بِضُعَفَائِكُمْ. Allah provides you surely to the weak amongst you. Find that elderly person, show them love. Put a smile in their face, stand by them. Find that autistic kid. Find that paralyzed kid, hug them. Put a smile in their face, get them candy or McDonald's or whatever puts a smile in their face. Find that person that has been displaced, that refugee. Help them financially, help them find a job. You're looking for a job. I know this brother that has a restaurant, that has a store, that has a business. Just help them somehow. Put a smile in their face. They need a ride, they don't have a car, I'll pick you up, drop them off wherever they need to go. An orphan. I want you to imagine of everything that is painful that happened to you. Multiplied by 1 million, you will never feel what that little kid feels when he doesn't have father or mother in the house with them. When you put a smile in that orphan's face, when you sponsor that orphan, not only does Allah provide you in this dunya, but He joins you with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, yawm al-qiyamah. أَنَا وَكَافِي الْيَتِيمِ فِي الْجَنَّةِ كَهَاتَيْنِ. And finally, if you're lucky, if you are lucky, you have the best of all of that. Elderly parents. Grumpy elderly parents. You know what grumpy means? They're so frustrated. They're so tired. Eat this. No, I don't want to eat it. Let's go here. No, I don't want to go. See that? No, I don't want this. Take your medicine. No, I don't want my medicine. Get away from my face. You are the luckiest person. If you are struggling with a grumpy elderly parent, wallahi, you're luckier than anyone else in here. By honoring them and smiling in their face, and yes, whatever you say is right. Even if they curse you and curse your children and curse your spouse and you don't understand and you're stupid and you don't listen. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. The mercy of Allah will come chasing you. Doors will open left and right for you. As the month of Ramadan is coming, my brothers and sisters, and we need the provision of Allah, chase those opportunities. Find the weak in your family. Find the weak in our community and stand by them and support them one by one. And look at how Allah is going to change and bring happiness and joy onto each and one of us. اللهم نسألك بأسمائك الحسنى وصفاتك العلى أن تجعلنا ممن يقف مع إخواننا وأخواتنا الضعفاء برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Allah, we ask you with your most beautiful names and your most beautiful attributes that you forgive us for all of our sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in our heart love and mercy towards the orphans. Put in our heart love and mercy towards the needy. Put in our heart honor and respect for the elderly. Put in our hearts love and honor for our parents. Allow us to honor them the best that we can, that we never raise our voice or show them any kind of disturbance, and show them nothing but yes, and show them nothing but honor, and show them nothing but love and support, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, protect our children, make them our pride and joy, raise them to be the best, inshaAllah, in their deen, in their faith, in their education, give them the best of wealth and health in this world and faith, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if our parents are alive, provide them the best of this dunya and the akhirah. But if they have passed away, join us and join our parents and our children and our loved ones, Ya Rabbil Alameen, in al-Firdaus al-A'la, with our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa ali baytihi, wa ashabihi, Ya Rabbil Alameen, wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa qumu li salatikum, yarhamkumullah.